I got a call from a gentleman a couple of months ago from Florida who had recently been convicted of healthcare fraud. And he wanted to know what options might be available for him to be considered for a lower sentence. Now, he had also asked me if we had any experience working with people in healthcare fraud, which we have had that extensive experience. I told him that we would have to act quickly, with sentencing being just a few months away, and would put together an extensive mitigation plan, which would include community service, character reference letters, to really position himself to be considered for a lower sentence. So I sent him a proposal. He called me back and said, listen, I'm not spending any more money on my defense. Paid my lawyers a ton of money. We lost the trial. I was out of work for a few years. It's been a really difficult ordeal. And the work that you're suggesting, it seems pretty extensive. My attorney's telling me I don't need to do it. At worst case scenario, I might get a year in prison, but I'll likely get home confinement. So I thanked him for his time and said if we could help out, keep us in mind. I saw a press release this week that he was sentenced to just under 5 years in federal prison, which is a far cry from the 1 year that his attorney told him that he might get. It was a massive shock to him, and I'm sure that right now he's still in shock from that sentencing. So I think it's really important that if you've been convicted or arrested recently for healthcare fraud, that you understand that last year the statistics are 78% of people that were arrested for healthcare fraud served a prison time, and the average prison sentence was 30 months. So if you've been arrested or convicted, there's a 78% chance you're going to serve prison time for healthcare fraud. Now, if you've been arrested or convicted in districts like California, Texas, Michigan, or Florida, then there's a chance that you might even get a larger prison sentence on the upper end of the sentencing guidelines, because those districts seem to be a lot stricter on healthcare fraud. So if you're someone, again, that's recently been arrested or convicted, I think it makes sense to do extensive research and extensive due diligence on what your potential worst case scenario might be, and take steps to position yourself to be considered for the lowest possible sentence.